Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, keep my favorite yada yada. Alright, so today's video, this lovely lady was celebrating her quinceanera. Whoop whoop. This was my first time doing a quinceanera, y'all, and she was so adorable and she had the most bomb lashes on. But anyways, I started off by doing her brows already. I did them off camera. Sorry, I did not record that. Um, and then right here, I'm just priming her eyelids. I'm using the Viseart primer. I just applied just a dime size, and then I'm patting that into the eye and making sure that I blend it out, because if it's not properly blended out, then the eyeshadow will kind of like stick to it in weird areas, and it just will create a very uneven color. I like this primer just because, as you can tell, it's clear, so I don't have to worry about how it will look on certain skin tones. And sometimes I feel like when I use colored primers that are too bright, I have to make sure that I use a lot of shadow to cover that up. So yes, love that a lot. Right here, I'm just putting in some hair-like strokes in her brows with this Urban Decay brow blade. Y'all already know this is my absolute favorite brow tool in general. If you don't have it, you should definitely go pick it up. It is a game changer for sure. Look at that. So natural. I actually filmed this look a while back, so I don't really remember exactly what eyeshadow palette I used. I want to say I used the Hip Dot palette. It's a very pinkish burgundy eyeshadow palette. If you have anything similar to that, Jaclyn Hill has a good one from her Vault collection with Morphe. That's I think it's Ring the Alarm. That one's really good, and it would work really well for this kind of look. But I'm just gonna go over the technique because this entire tutorial is really just focused on the eye look. So as you can see here, I'm just blending in a shade that's pretty similar to her skin tone, slightly peachy, just so that the other shadows that I'm gonna apply have just something to lay flat on. They blend out smoothly, and also so there's a gradient effect going up into her brows. There's no drastic start or ending for the shadows. To blend that in, I'm doing windshield wiper motions. By doing windshield wiper motions, I am better able to control the color payoff. I get a lighter pigmentation. I don't know why these words are so hard for me right now, but I don't have any super bright concentrated colors right away. I like to take my time and build colors up. For me, I feel like I get a better payoff. The blend is much more seamless, and I avoid wasting time fixing an issue that could just be avoided by just taking my time. Now that the color is building up, y'all can see it's really a really nice peachy type of pink. It's such a beautiful color, and I'm extending that a little bit beyond her eyes because I do want to create a cut crease, and I want it to be an extended cut crease because it gives the illusion of like a more lifted, just wider eye. And I just, once again, she came with her own inspiration photo. So I was really just going off of that, and that's the way that look was. Now right here, I'm going to start carving out her crease. And I'm doing this with, I believe this is my Morphe M507 or 506 brush. It's just a really small brush, perfect for the crease area. As you can tell, it's really helping me to just get that shadow exactly where I want it in that line without it being too blown out or going too high up on her lid or anything like that. I'm really pushing that where her crease is already. Can you tell I'm pushing along her eye socket, literally. If you don't know where to find the crease or you have a hooded eye, um, just go along where your natural eye socket is. That's where your crease should be. And yeah, I'm just following that shape. Really, really, really easy. Anybody can do it. And I'm doing that from the edge of her eye all the way to her inner corner. And once again, I did extend it very far out on the outer V. Of course, like I've been preaching to y'all this entire time, it's all about the blend. So make sure that you take your time and you are blending. Now that I see the eyeshadow palette here, it is indeed that Hip Dot palette. You can look at the color that I'm using if you don't have this palette and just sort of get an idea what it is. Jeffree Star has a color just like this too in his Blood Sugar palette now that I'm looking at it. And yeah, basically, this is just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. And then I'm gonna go back in with that peach just to blend over that again, just to soften it just a little bit. And then I'm gonna use my P. Louise base to cut that crease, honey. Yes. Now, this is the only time that I like to use bases that have color to it when I'm going to cut a crease. One, it'll help whatever color I'm putting on top to just really stand out more because the base is so opaque that the color that I put on top will just seem a lot more pigmented and bright. Also, the base will have the shadow will have something to stick to because most of these bases are like somewhat tacky. So in a case like this, I would definitely use something like a P. Louise base or like a glitter glue or just any eyeshadow base actually. I am going to follow the same shape basically that I did with the shadow, so just extending it on the tail end. This will just help to really create that shape that we want. As you can tell, I'm taking my time here. I'm not doing one straight like line all the way from her inner corner all the way out. Even with the most steady hands, I always take my time. I go back in, I go over it almost obsessively until I feel like I have the shape that I want. And then when I do, I just go ahead and I blend that all the way down to her lash line. Now going back in with that same original transition color mixed with a little bit of orange, we are going to just stamp that color under her under where I cut the crease. Now, if you can tell, I'm not bringing this all the way up to where the crease is cut. I'm intentionally leaving that little line space there, and you will see why later on. I'm making sure that I blend this even on the outer portion there of her eye, even though I know I'm going to wipe that later because it's just a little bit too low. It's gonna drag her eye down if I leave it like that. But I just blend, y'all. I just be blending everything, even if I know it's not gonna stay. I just be blending. You really don't need to if you're gonna wipe it off, but I don't know. I'm just obsessed. But yeah, enjoy this blending footage, y'all. Yes, look at this liner, y'all. Just like my cut crease, I take my time when it comes on to a wing liner, okay? It's just, it just has to, it has to get the attention that it needs, okay? A wing liner is not a joke. It could really make or break your look. Sometimes I don't even like doing them when I feel like the eyeshadow look is just too perfect. I'm just so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, everything looks so good already. What if the shape is just not giving me what I want it to give? I'm gonna have to wipe off the entire eye. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just really not worth the risk. But for this look here, this wing liner was everything this look needed. I love the effect that it did so much. It lifted her eye up even more, and just everything was just really pulled together once I added this wing. I believe for this I used the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in the shade Blackout. And as you can tell, I just, squeeze a little out and then I use a brush. You should never be dipping into your liner, putting it on her eye and then dipping back into a liner. I don't need to tell you why you should not be doing that. If you're a makeup artist, you should already know. But I don't know. I just felt like explaining that anyways. All right, y'all, this is the final look. She loved it so much. I loved it a lot. As you can tell, I cannot get enough photos here. Speaking of photos, make sure you are following me on the gram so you can see me post my work. Yes, queen. Look at my beautiful quinceañera babe. She looks so good. Y'all give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this.